Hey everyone, glad to see everyone here. If you're watching me live, this is the middle of the week, otherwise known as Hump Day. If you're watching this in another venue, welcome to one of my series of making more money. You know, I work with a lot of very modest, humble, hardworking, ethical, generous women as my clients. Gee, I wonder why those are the type of people who are attracted to my work. You spot it, you got it. And oftentimes the women I work with are just not making the money that they deserve. And today's title is your employer taking money out of your pocket? And I'm going to actually write this down on a banner here. Is your employer taking money out of your pocket? You know, there's a great deal of tenacity, perseverance that we must have to really consider our monetary worth, because it is very, very easy. And I see this all the time. If you're not familiar with my work, I am Coach Mo Fall. I am the founder and the creator of a 12-week transformational journey. I take professional women on to bring their souls back to life and up-level their careers, land their dream jobs. And often the women who we work with have been working hard for years, working really hard for years. As a matter of fact, there's some women who were in the workshop coaching session last night that I'm going to talk about, because their journey is very, very typical of a lot of women we work with, and perhaps this is you as well. And I'm also going to get spiritual and deeply into the energetic spiritual world on this topic as well today. So just come with me, float along for this topic, because it is so near and dear. This whole week's topics are so near and dear to my heart, because women are the most underpaid and overeducated segment of the workforce. And I am so passionate on women getting what they deserve. But there are a few mistakes that women typically make, and I'm going to point them out today, because I want you to correct this. Now, here's the thing. I have a 12-week transformational workshop. We coach and teach all of this. But I feel when I do my Facebook Lives that I want to wake you up a little bit. And if you're one of my clients, I still want to wake you up a little bit, because we have such powerful psychology, rationalizations, and we normalize our pain. Why do we do that? Because human beings want to survive, and we want to not feel the pain of certain things in life. Shout out, while we're talking about that, I'm just going to shout out to some of my lovely clients and grads, and those of you who aren't my clients or grads. This has been a year that has pushed us to truly see the clarity of a lot of aspects of our lives. This has been a year of human expansion like none other. Most of us have had every aspect of our lives shaken up, tossed on the table, and rearranged in one way, shape, or form. I'm no different. I want to do a special moment here to honor all of you, all of us, all of humanity that is just totally rocking it and navigating. And with hands on heart, bless yourself for working hard, Bless yourself for going after it. Bless yourself for showing up every day with everything you've got. Maybe some days you didn't bring everything you've got to the table. That's okay. You're really stepping forward and you're really trying to navigate a very difficult time in humanity. Some of my clients post celebrations and this happened and that happened. And sometimes our clients post their struggles and their difficulties and their frustrations. And I know how that feels as well. So let's hand on heart, I am enough. I am enough. I am a divine creation and I am connected to my divine. All that I desire to be is an expression of a greater sense of my divinity. And as I step into this day, as I step into every day, I truly want to express more of who I am and what I am in this world. I will bless each and every thought of myself. I will bless each and every trial and tribulation put in front of me because I know ultimately it brings me forward and makes me stronger. I will bless it all. And I will release any and every psychological, mental block I may have toward my greater good. Dear Creator, please allow me to see a greater good for me, a greater good that I can bring forward in my life, and release me from suffering. I am enough. I'm a divine creation, and all good flows to me and through me. Please spend time every single day beckoning your own connection to divine in whatever way works for you. All my life, I've been a very deeply spiritual and connected person. I was just, born a certain way that I always felt a great sensitivity to wanting to express myself as the likeness and image of my Creator. And no matter what your religious affiliation was or is, all religions and all deeply spiritual paths have one thing in common. And that is that our expression of our love energy is the ultimate road to a human life of freedom and happiness and joy. It gets so complicated to navigate that when we have a fear brain that kicks in, when we have people all our lives who told us we weren't worth it, when we had people tell us all our lives certain myths and untruths about how to navigate the world. And it's not your fault that they told you these things. It's not your fault that you believed them. It seemed like it was true. And why wouldn't you believe adults and people in greater authority? As women, there's a couple of really, really untrue beliefs that you have been given. And it is why your employer takes money out of your pocket. Number one, you were probably told that if you just work hard, keep your nose down, they'll see how great you are and you'll have a great career. That is the biggest lie. And your employer takes money out of your pocket if that's been your career or if that's your current situation. If you just put your nose down and work hard, you're going to get rewarded. No. You might have noticed in your career now, the people who get promoted and get moved up and end up making more money. That's not really the true statement, is it? It's people who have confidence, ask for more, and feel that they're worthy of it. Those are the people who get moved ahead and make more money. So many women have overworked themselves and put themselves into a box of competency of value to their employers. And what happens ultimately is you become so valuable in your current role. And perhaps you're doing the work of more than one person. So many women we work with, this is the case. And you feel so stuck in doing so much. And your boss and your organization perhaps has made it so that you stay there, because what will they do if you don't do that overwork, extra work? This is one of the reasons why you're not making the money and moving forward. And you were told this is what you were supposed to do. Be the good girl and work hard. It's just not true. It's not true. What you really have to do is talk to people about your value and your worth. Ask for help to do things. Show up big and bold, agreeable, helpful, but bigger and bolder. And your employer is taking money out of your pocket because chances are you haven't proceeded along the path of requesting, asking, dare I say, demanding more, or doing things that would help you navigate that path. You're just working harder and harder and harder and harder and doing more. And you get stuck in a trap of overworking and getting underpaid. Women are the overworkers, the duct tape of many organizations. And with all due respect to our male colleagues, it's not usually typical for a man to overwork himself in a role and not move forward. It does happen. I've coached some of those men. I've seen it in my corporate career. Not usual. Usually men will ask for resources. They will point out what they need help with because they don't want to work as hard as you do. Women are implanted this belief that you have to outwork every single person in order to get ahead. And when you outwork everyone, they want to keep you doing that. Because technically speaking, you've just increased the value to the company and they're having a field day because they're not paying you that way. This is one of the biggest, boldest, I'm sorry, ripping the Band-Aid off truths that we oftentimes uncover on our complimentary career clarity calls. Women are so overeducated and underemployed, it breaks my heart every single day. But this is what we fix in our 12-week transformational workshop. Here's why you're allowing your employer to take money out of your pocket. Because you don't feel worthy of anything more. And you've convinced yourself that either you and your career need to do that to pay your dues, or you've convinced yourself that you can't be the mother or the spouse that you need to be. And so you can't possibly have that next bigger job. I'm going to tell you something, ladies. Those next bigger jobs don't require that much more work. As a matter of fact, if you self-manage and if you have self-mastery, the higher up you go, the more autonomy you have to manage yourself and your workload, and the more resources you have below you in order to leverage getting the work done. What happens when you ask for a raise and still are denied? What's the next step? The next step is to build yourself up, Claudine. Build yourself up from the inside, because sometimes it's a few things. Number one, your timing, your organization, maybe it's your performance, but a lot of times the big thing that's there is you didn't really get fully aligned with your ask and you like threw it out there because you were desperate. I don't know that for sure. Good chance, a good opportunity for us to take a deeper look is to have you book a complimentary career clarity call at mofall.com/dailymo, and we can help take a look at it. And if we can help you in a bigger way, we can talk about that. And if not, that's okay too. The call is complimentary and we just do a deep dive on your career and what's going on and get you some clarity on next steps. Chances are, if you're underpaid, you've asked for raises, haven't gotten it, there's something deeper there that needs some attention and needs to be taken care of for you to move ahead. I would say all of the women who join our 12-week kick-ass transformational workshop are essentially overeducated and underemployed. Now, some of them are not employed at all because they've either quit, lost their job, been displaced, reorganized out, or sometimes had to make a move for family reasons, and their career got sideways in that transition and they need to get back at where they belong. So we help all of that. I have a very strong passion for helping women own their worth and claim it and get it in the world. Yesterday, I was talking to one of our clients who is in this exact category. She's just put her head down. She's worked hard. She's a master's level professional. And over the last 20 years, she's more or less been at the same level at different jobs and advanced her salary a little bit over the time, but over 20 years has not had the trajectory that one would call healthy. There is a healthy career trajectory that we would expect you to have if you're moving your career forward. And if you bring more to the table than the role you're in, your employer is taking money out of your pocket, but you're letting them. Make no mistake about it. If your employer is taking money out of your pocket, it's because you're letting them. You have agreed, you've been complicit in saying, I'm not going to honor my worth. I'm not going to push the envelope. I know there's other people that have been promoted before me and I'll wait my turn. Like, all of that is you agreeing to that commitment. And it does take two to tango. And so what I want to really implore on you today, on today's Money Talk, is to really consider where you are committing your own, taking money out of your own pocket. Jay Lee, you're so funny. Every time you post my name somewhere, it goes to no instead of Mo. Jay Lee, you are worth speaking up, and that your worth is being supported. I'm worth being heard. And I love you being in the Kick-Ass tribe as well. Nice to see you, Jay Lee. Rosa, nice to see you. Dawn. Tammy, nice to see you. Kelly K, you've been with me all week. Judith, nice to see you as well. And Chastity, nice to see you. And Michelle, great to see you as well. Ladies, I really, really want to wake women up to their next level and their truth of their worth. It is my biggest passion. I was able to build a very successful career and a very nice trajectory through my career. And I worked hard to understand how to be successful in my 30-year career. I worked very hard. I studied everything about leadership, business, spiritual principles, everything. And eventually, my self-frustration, my self-anger at where I felt I was letting myself down turned into a breast cancer journey 8 years ago. No, 12 years ago. So 12 years ago, I had to face a life and death scenario. And I know truly that a lot of that was built on my negative self-talk. I had every reason to talk negatively about myself because I felt that I deserved more each and every day. I was grinding it out. Why can't I be as successful as that person who doesn't work as hard? They don't know as much as me. They don't even bring half of what I have to the table. And I was frustrated inside, telling myself, even though I was moving ahead and having an outwardly good trajectory, I felt crappy inside. I felt like I was working against a huge tsunami of pressure against me. And there were some days I just felt like I couldn't work hard enough to get through the day. I couldn't be pulling that weight anymore. And I know Many of you have felt that way, especially now when we have one of our most challenging years of our lifetime, most challenging years of the last 100 years. Seriously, as you know, where we are. Humanity is moving so quickly. You've been in a time warp this year, haven't you? This has been a year of feeling that nothing is normal. And you're grasping for something that will feel normal, feel right, and click in. And many of our clients have gotten to that point and have felt that way and have moved through the big challenges that are in their path. You know, and life was going to keep continuing to unfold in ways that give us the lesson. Here's another lesson, Mo. Here's another lesson, Jay Lee. Here's another lesson, Judith. Please do not consider that your life is going to be free of lessons, obstacles, and challenges. Don't have that expectation, because you will be duped every time. If you believe that life is going to be free of challenges to help you grow, you're going to constantly be disappointed. And as a matter of fact, the highest level of living that you can have is when you embrace your challenge. And that seems so far away, perhaps, from where you are. But embracing your challenges, embracing what you've been through in your life, is going to be the fuel that is going to bring you into a greater sense of value. And it's going to allow you to move into a scenario where you're not going to have your employer taking money out of your pocket. You're going to be asking, commanding, and receiving the gifts of your worthiness. And here's the truth of today. If you're not making the money you deserve, it's because you don't truly feel inside that you are worthy of it. And you feel that there's some big catch that's going to get you if you get paid or promoted. You are scared of that level of contribution in the world, and you don't feel worthy of it. That's the biggest truth I can give you today. You know, oftentimes I like to do these Facebook Lives to be inspiring and to add a girl and to keep going. And here's all you need to do to keep rocking and rolling. But this morning I just felt that we sometimes need a loving truth. And the truth is, if you're not making the money that you deserve to be making, it's because of how you feel about yourself. I don't like to hear that about myself either. I don't like to face that either. I practice my divine connection each and every day, and we're going to go there in just a second. As I opened up this Facebook Live, we went through a bit of a prayer, a bit of a self-reflection prayer and connection on your worthiness and your enoughness. That is the beginning of moving away from your worthiness being taken away from you through psychological traps, rationalizations, normalizing your pain and fears, and believing all of the programming and conditioning that has brought you to a point where you might not feel worthy of making the money or having the role that you're really built for. So many women have a distorted view of what's possible for them that they don't even feel that it's truly available to them. So I want you to take a look at a few things in your career, in your life. What's your education look like? What's your experience look like? What does your expertise look like? Those are my 3 E's. And when you take a look at that, what does your pay look like? Where has your pay gone in the last 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? If you haven't had a significant increase in the last 3 to 5 years, and yet you've continued to work, let's call it full time, you don't have a healthy trajectory of your career. In your career, you should be advancing every 3 to 5 years in a significant increase of money and contribution in the company or in a company, which means moving up the organizational chart, having a greater scope of responsibility, and being able to stretch and grow as a professional contributor. If that hasn't happened to you over the last 3 to 5 years, you need a shot in the arm to move in the right direction. And perhaps you've plateaued out what you know how to do yourself. And that's not your fault. There's very few people who have figured this out on their own. Most people stay stuck in their careers, bitch about it all day, feel shitty, and that's how they live. That's how a lot of people live. I'm not an advocate of that. First of all, it doesn't honor your divine you. It doesn't honor your worth or your future or your family or your freedom. So in order to truly have the life that you want and aspire to as a soulful, beautiful being on this planet, you have got to grow inside and outside. And when you grow inside, you will by default grow on the outside. You will attract a higher level of attractor pattern to you. When you feel more valuable inside, other people will see a higher value in you. When you feel crappy, crushed down, beaten down, pushed back, marginalized, pigeonholed, you're going to attract more of that. It's the way the universe was put together by your God, my God, our creator, divine source, quantum physics. However you want to put that together in the way you understand the world is put together that how you feel about yourself is what you see in your world. I know it's not fun to sometimes go there. It's not. It is for us to beckon our divine self and connect with our highest version of us on a regular basis. And it is the most challenging when we are feeling crappy. But we have to recognize that feeling crappy is not our destiny. Feeling crappy is not what our creator wants for us. But it is the challenge of moving through and bursting through the belief system, the junk that we have decided to take in and take on because we haven't lived the life that is our destiny. We've lived the life that other people have told us we're only capable of. And we've agreed with them. So as I titled this Facebook Live, Is Your Employer Taking Money Out of Your Pocket? I could have titled it, You Have Agreed to Be Paid Less Than Your Worth. Now you may say, well, Mo, it's the only job I could find. Okay. Snap to it and keep looking. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to commit yourself that this is it. Take yourself up. And I get it if you don't know how to. Any of you who are my clients, if you're not where you want to be yet, and you know what? That's what life is really all about. Always in the moment of feeling happy and grateful and blessed, but then always looking for what more. Do not be in the what more, I don't have it gap. Clients, go back into the online resources that you have access to. You have a treasure trove of tools, techniques, and support in your kick-ass lessons that is available to you forever. Ladies, if you work for me, you're going to, not for me, if you work for me, you're going to have a great time working for me. If you work with me in my 12-week transformational workshop, we give you a lifetime access to all of the wonderful tools that we help you with over 12 weeks. I mean, it's nothing short of amazing if you ask me. Here's the thing. Once you tap into that, life's going to get bumpy. And then go back in and readdress things. You're going to continue to grow. You're going to continue to need to grow and burst through this limit, that limit, this. I've been at this for over 30 years, this personal growth, spiritual journey. It doesn't end until I end, okay? It is a continual journey. Again, do not expect that you're going to arrive at a place where you're no longer going to have challenges. That's not true. You're going to continue to have growth opportunities, lessons. And as I often say, if you don't take God's lessons, you are not going to get God's blessings. That's the way it's put together. Okay, let's talk about God. And for those of you who are not comfortable with me talking about that or whatever, please put in source, creator, divine. I use those words pretty interchangeably. I believe that there is a force that is fueling our human experience that is divine energy. It is a high vibrational love energy that is fueling everything. Quantum physics has told us that we are all connected in this field of energy. We're all connected. We are all energy fields housed in this physical body. I'm an energy field. Amy, you're an energy field. Jay Lee, Claudine, Rosa, Dawn, Tammy, any one of you else who are still here to this morning, you're all energy fields. And your energy vibrational pattern, the signature that you are hanging out in the energy field, dictates how your life is going to go. I know. So if you feel crappy about yourself and you have a big part of your energy field that is dark and black and crusty and gunky, and you're trying to act like it doesn't exist, I got a big smile, but there's this big, dark, black energy because you feel crappy. You've been passed over for promotions. You know you're not making your worth. You've been beaten down, pushed around, overworked. You're going to have this big energy that's not going to be consistent with your divine energy. And you're going to try to overwork to compensate for how that feels. So in our 12-week workshop, we're going to get you in touch with that, and we're going to help work through that junk in your trunk. Because that is part of your vibrational attractor pattern in the field. And as long as that is there, you're going to continue to attract like of that. So if you feel crappy, you're going to continue to attract crap. If you feel divine blessings and grateful, you're going to attract divine blessings and gratitude. You get to choose. But here's the thing. If you have this energy that's stuck in you, and you do gratitudes and brags and pretend that that doesn't exist, you're going to be all back and forth, and you're going to wonder, why is this not really kind of like coming forward for me? So it means you have more inner work to do. So if your employer is taking money out of your pocket, it is your responsibility to change your worthiness and your vibration of worthiness. That is the first work, the first order of work to do. A lot of people can't do that on their own. I couldn't. In my 20s, I was in therapy. In my 30s, I was trying to figure it out on my own. And in my 40s, it was when I turned 39, I hired my first coach. I've had coaches ever since. For 20 years, I have had coaches to help me see my blind spots, look at things I couldn't see myself, face things I didn't want to see myself, and to work through it. So a good coach not only gives you the mirror, but gives you the tools, techniques, and support to lift you through your junk. Here's the cool thing. Here's the cool thing. Your connection to your divine source is the answer. And if we do not believe that we are blessed by our source, by our divinity, by our God, if we do not feel the gift of that resource, we're blocking ourselves off from the best fuel we have to feel awesome. So if your employer is taking money out of your pocket, you got some work to do to reconnect with your divinity. And then you can move on implementing strategies and doing things differently. And that's how we structure our 12-week workshop. We help you connect back into your most awesome version of you. Because if I help you negotiate a promotion or a salary increase or negotiate a new job at a new salary level that you've never had before, and you don't feel aligned with that, it's not going to work. This is why so many women who come to us have had other career coaches. Oh, I've already had a professional do my resume. Yeah, but you don't feel aligned with the power on your resume. So it feels fake to you. And it feels like, oh, I hope they don't really notice. I don't feel that awesome. That doesn't work. And as a matter of fact, it doesn't work more and more in this world as we are expanding as humanity. Your alignment and your truth is all the more important for you to get at, because untruth continues to get uncovered every single day on this planet. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed things that aren't in line or aren't fully the best expression of humanity has gotten a bigger, shinier spotlight on them? Have you noticed that? Have you? If you're one of my clients in one of my accelerator programs, tonight I'm talking about the future of the workforce and the future of your work, and helping you create strategies for how you can navigate the future of what work and the workplace is going to look like. That's for my accelerator clients only. So if you're in my Warriors group, my Badass Soulful Leaders, and the Kick-Ass Leadership Academy, we're going to dive into some really cool stuff, contemplating the future. If you're not my client, what's wrong with you? You're missing out, right, ladies? If you are not a client, what is going on that you're not a client? Thank you very much for that. The Kick-Ass Tribe is awesome. So happy and grateful for my coaches, my network of Kick-Ass sisters. Amen, Patty. And special shout out to you. You dove in full steam ahead to own your truth, own your worth, and to pivot in a way that was more productive for you. So bravo, bravo, bravo. Amy Gush, drive back in to what you've got access to. Jay Lee, thank you so much for your comments to this program. I realize that this is what I bring to the table, valuing the worth of the team, and that I am worthy of all amazing things. Amen, sister. Your divine truth is a greater sense of worthiness. You have to move through all of the junk that you have believed to be true, that have been lies told to you, job traumas, bully bosses, things that haven't worked out. You've got to work through all of the negativity of how you have processed that in order to really claim your divine truth. Your creator, your God, wants you to be the fullest expression because you were born in the likeness and image of your creator. So that's really our goal in this human life, is to get back to that. It's the return of our connection with divine source and living as one with divine source. And when we live as one with divine source, we actually are living as one with the world, because that's the truth. We are all connected. And this is one of the reasons why I'm so passionate. When you claim your divinity, you change the world. You change the vibration of the planet. Let's get there, because I need you to change your vibration on this connected, beautiful planet, this human experience that we're having. We all need you to be the best expression of you. I want you to do it for you. I want you to do it for you and your expression and your connection and what you want in your life. That's the first motivation to want more and to stop having your employer own you. You can have a wonderful, great job, being paid more, owning your worth, feel awesome, feel free, feel like your gifts are being valued and appreciated and recognized all the time. That is possible. That is possible. We help women do that all the time. Are there bumpy roads on the way there? Yes. Do you want me to sugarcoat it and tell you, oh, it's really super easy, all you have to do? It is possible, but you've got to follow experts and a formula that works. And when you work with me, you're going to work with amazing other women who are doing the same thing. You're not going to feel alone. It's going to help accelerate your progress. Because when you feel alone, you're isolating and feeling bad about yourself, and it adds to the crusty, junky crap that you've got to clear out in order for you to own your worth. We got this, ladies. We got this. Stop agreeing to the myth that you're not worth more. Stop buying into a lesser version of you and get at it. Yes, it does take work. Yes, it does. And it takes a commitment to what you truly want to be in this world. Commit to that version of you, and you're going to have a lovely, wonderful life. If you don't know how to do this, there's no problem. We do. It's mofall.com/dailymo to get your complimentary career clarity call. And if we believe we can help you, if what's causing you not to live the life and have the career that you want is the stuff that we fix, we're going to frickin' rock you and change your world. I know. Ladies, yes. And Jay Lee and Amy, Rosa, Dawn, ladies, thank you so much for being here and for continuing to desire to be in your greater expression of your divine self. This is Coach Mo Fall. How you can access what I do and how I do it for our 12-week transformational workshop is by booking yourself a complimentary career clarity call at mofall.com/dailymo. Let's get you to your higher expression of your divine self. Your worthiness is the key to unlocking how you're going to play at the highest level and not agree to have your employer take money out of your pocket. It's doable, it's possible, and it's what we help our clients do each and every day. Let's get that for you. This is Coach Mo Fall. We'll see you tomorrow on the Daily Mo, mofall.com, founder, creator of the Kick-Ass 12-week workshop that helps women claim their souls back and land their dream job. We'll see you tomorrow.